Welcome to the Good Ride. I'm James Beastie, and this is the Montec Fawk. I hope I'm saying that correctly. And I have next to me the dope Blizzard pullover shell, and I wore these together. They're just a slight bit off color-wise. I think it's because it seems like it's the same color. I think it's just off because it's different materials and the dye hit it differently. But I probably should have gone with a dope iconic pant in the same color. I think it's the Dawn Burgundy color. And anyways, just gonna throw that over here and get into it. So this isn't just a review under the pretty lights. I actually spent some time with this on the mountain in a wide variety of conditions. Some snow, some wetter snow, no rain. I didn't really get to stress test this in rain, but I did get it on a pretty cold and windy day, which is really important to me because those cold wind chill days can be pretty demanding on shells. So I wanted to stress test it in all conditions and was lucky enough to do so, along with the dope Blizzard jacket. So first off, let's talk fit. I'm 5'10", 185 pounds. I'm a 30 inseam, about maybe a touch shorter, 32 waist. And these size mediums fit me well. They're even a touch on the baggy side. No issues around my thicker thighs, and you can see those specs there. Let me turn sideways for you. One thing I found was kind of weird when it comes to fitting and adjusting your shoulder straps. You have a ton of stuff going on here. So this is fixed here, and you run it up and over and you tighten right here. So there's only one tightening spot, which is cool in some ways, but then you have this dangler. I thought that would be super annoying, but so far it hasn't bothered me at all. I haven't found any issues when riding on the hill. So I guess it's not as big of a deal as I thought it would be. Now, when it comes to construction, I actually really like this outer material and the stitching and all that shit. I think the construction's really good for the price point, but what I really like is this outer material. It's durable, it's thicker than some shells, but yet it doesn't have that coarse outer feel like some more durable shells do. So that's pretty cool because it shed snow off this very well. And for the waterproofing, you have 20K waterproofing. So along with the waterproofing and this slick outer shell, it did a really good job at keeping water out. Sometimes you can get a really waterproof shell, but it has a very coarse outer layer and it invites snow and water to stick to it and therefore start to seep in. This sheds really well. Now, 20K breathability for this, maybe it didn't feel super breathable, but it is a thicker shell with a taffeta lining, and I'd rather have the windproofing this has versus maybe a ton of breathability. You do have side vents, so that's good here. You don't really have continuous inner vents or any kind of inner vent to ventilate the crotch, the hottest part of your body and your head. But when it got really cold and windy, there was a pretty heavy wind chill happening. I think it was like 5 degrees Fahrenheit with the wind chill, and the wind was blowing like 20-30 miles an hour. This did better than the dope pullover and was almost as good as straight up Gore-Tex Pro in terms of wind blocking, not in terms of waterproofing and breathability, but overall I didn't feel cold, and it allowed the inside layers to warm me without getting cold. It allowed them to do their job really well, and I thought that was cool. Now when it comes to pockets, you have one little pocket here. Can't fit a cell phone in there, not my S22 Ultra, it's too big. But then you have 2 down pockets right here with a nice zip and Velcro. They're easy in and out, but there's no fleece liner like there was with my dope jacket on the outside part. There's just the same material on the outside here, on the inside, and then taffeta liner on the outside. You have 2 pockets right here that aren't that deep. They go down to basically my kneecap. If you're a taller person with a longer inseam, they might sit a little higher, but I think everybody who's wearing a size medium that can fit it properly, this will be on the bony part of your leg, so you only want to put soft stuff in these. No back pockets, and that's about it. There's nothing inside except for a taffeta liner throughout. Now let's talk cuff. You've got a nice cuff here that is very durable, burly material, and your typical Gator. You also have zip on this side, so it can open up to fit snowboard boots or ski boots, whatever you're using with this. And when it comes to venting, you have vents on the outside here with mesh. And I know this is more of a ski-oriented brand versus dope, but they're interchangeable, and it's not ski only. But I will say I like that there's mesh on this side because it prevents moisture from getting in if you're riding standing sideways. If you're riding standing forward, no big deal. I do wish there was an inner venting thing happening here, because that is where most of your heat is, in the crotch area, and it's nice to vent out that way. But at least you have mesh vents on the outside for both legs. Now when it comes to buttons, you got a button on the top, Velcro down through. You've got no button at the bottom, but Velcro there, so if you need to, you know, do your business quickly, you got that there. I wish there was a poop flap though, but nobody seems to do that with bibs, and that's one of the things that sucks with bibs. If you have to take a bathroom break, everything has to come off for this to come off. So that always sucks for me, because I have been known to poop many a time on the mountain. That's a fun fact. That guy, Davey, behind the camera knows what I'm talking about. And when it comes to waist adjustability, you just have two buttons here. I wish they had a Velcro. And for a 32 waist, going like this, bringing it out like this, if you want it to feel a little more snug around your waist, it works. There's still a little room though, so if you're a little bigger, this will work okay. And like I said before, you have taffeta lining throughout. And overall, I really enjoyed this bib. I think it works well. It's very minimalist. It's got a good price point. It's got good waterproofing and breathability. Not exceptional, but definitely upper middle tier. And what I liked the best is the wind proofing. This really blocks cold winds, and I think that made this a good bib for me. So stoked that Montec let me get this out on snow and actually test it, as well as show it to you under pretty lights, so I can give you a much more accurate take on how this performs in different weather. There you have it.